In today's Healthy Eats, we're breaking down the best tips for gluten-free eating for people who were just diagnosed with celiac disease. So I am with chef and author Kendra Peterson, who is also an expert on this very topic. So Kendra, let's start from the very beginning. Why should somebody who has celiac disease go gluten-free?
So celiac disease is an autoimmune disease. Intestinally, it can completely change your life. There's these little fingers that line your intestines, and inside those fingers is where a lot of vitamins and minerals are either absorbed or metabolized. And when you have celiac disease and you eat gluten, they flatten. So you get really, really, really sick.
So the idea of going gluten-free can be a bit overwhelming. So how do you recommend someone get started?
What I always recommend to people is say, strip it down to the bare minimum. Get back to actually cooking, get into the kitchen. If you are recently diagnosed with celiac disease, your gut is in disarray. It's like, oh my God, help me! So you need to provide some natural foods that are gonna help heal it.
What kind of foods should we be grabbing?
All of these are naturally gluten-free.
Wow.
So on this side, we have some grains that I often cook with. Here we have some rice. All rices are gluten-free. This is millet. This is amaranth. I like to cook that with some coconut milk and make like a breakfast pudding. This is buckwheat. Quinoa, which everyone's very familiar with. And then polenta, because corn is also a naturally gluten-free product. Popcorn, because I mentioned before, corn is naturally gluten-free. These are chickpeas. Potato chips. Potatoes are naturally gluten-free. I wouldn't say eat them every day, but they're a safe gluten-free snack. But double check the packaging again with potato chips, because sometimes they can add flour as like a binder or as part of the seasoning.
So when you're diagnosed with celiac disease and you have to go gluten-free, a lot of people worry about losing flavor in their foods, but you say that's not the case.
It's also why I'm like, get back in the kitchen, because if you cook with some really fun recipes, and there's a million different websites and books and really great resources, you can make delicious food that's gluten-free that most people really have no idea is possible.
Then you realize you're not missing the flavor when you have all these great recipes.
Exactly.
Would you have a recipe for us today? We're gonna make something.
Ooh,
what is it?
It's one of my favorite things. I make it all the time. It's called soka, and it uses chickpea flour to make little tiny pancakes that you can use as the base for an appetizer, and you can use it for an entree.
We grabbed our ingredients and got going.
Some onion powder with some dried parsley, a little bit of garlic powder, and also some dried oregano.
First in the bowl, the chickpea flour.
We're gonna add our spices. If you wanna add the olive oil, you can add all of that in. I'm gonna start you off with a little bit of water.
And is that good, the consistency?
That's fantastic, yeah.
All right.
So we'll head over to the stove and cook them up.
Right.
So what we're gonna top these with are some little grape tomatoes that I halved and roasted already in the oven, a little bit of shaved Parmesan cheese, and some fresh basil. Put it anywhere on one of these little pancakes.
We should do an assembly line.
Yeah, just do a little tomato.
These look delicious. I cannot wait to try these. But the bottom line really is going gluten-free is really important for the health of somebody who has celiac disease, but not challenging to do.
Not at all.
I love it. Thank you so much for
You're
the good
welcome.
info. For Kendra's recipe, head to our website, livinghealthytv.com. Okay, let's dig in.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to try these pancakes.
They're just a happy little bite.
That was delicious. Wow. So good.